So, Donald J. Trump, I've been and are still being viciously attacked by the VA administration. They do that to us veterans sometimes. Here's medication that an outside source wanted me to take after I had an endoscopy. Take one capsule by mouth once a day, 40 milligrams. But the name, look at the name. Now, here's what the VA doctor was going to give me. The same thing, but only half of what this doctor wanted. But this name, look at here. I've got C. diff. Both doctors knew that I had C. diff. Claimed to have them. And watch what happens here. Just a second. Okay, so here's what it tells you about that medicine. This medication may cause a severe intestinal condition, Clostridium difficile, which is C. diff. And they said associated diarrhea. No, man, associated diarrhea. This is death. C. diff is death due to the type of bacteria. So here they don't want me to take that because it could cause C. diff. I've already got C. diff. And this is what these people are prescribing me. Thank you for knowing and owing. I had more than several hostile letters from the VA. They were not wanting to give me a colonoscopy or give me a chance to give them another stool sample so that I could prove that I was testing positive. But they didn't care. So here's something from my representative, Miss Fox. See, nice little letter and all that. They're saying thank you for and look at here though. We also ask, look how black that is. We also ask that you limit communication with this office to writing only. What? They want me to communicate 19th century? That's strange, people. That is real strange. So here are some orders here, 6 or 7, that prove positive testing for C. diff from Watauga Hospital, North Carolina. The testing facilities are good, and the VA, it took me 3 times, if not 4 times, to get this downloaded in my medical records at the VA. Everybody was procrastinating, not wanting to do it because they know that this is proof against them and their psychology of that I didn't have C. diff. I have not found any doctor in the VA that has looked at my record, that will look at my records and go over my records. And that's the very first thing I did when I went to Asheville, North Carolina. I went to the patient advocate and I asked to see these people. I said we were having problems. I needed to get them solved. We needed to get on the straight and narrow here. I didn't need to be left in the cracks anymore. But nothing happened. Nothing went on. I was told that yes, there's people like that, and then they couldn't find them. I had 2 patient advocates not be able to find anybody that I could sit down with. I even went to the acting chief of staff or something like that, Dr. Riggs. And I had to sit down with him on 12/5/2017. Thought that I had let him know that I was disappointed with all the bad news about the VA, and I was trying to fix it so there wouldn't be any more bad news, especially with me or anything like that. They didn't care. Now they have been trying, and they will try to prove that I need to be committed because I've given them enough stink. Because they are not properly performing their jobs. It's that simple, sir. It is that simple. I can go on and on and on. I've got a colonoscopy color photo here. I've got an endoscopy color photo here of my stomach and this and that, which took me 4 or 5 times to get the VA to download that in my medical records. And they told me twice that it had already been downloaded. I found out differently. Sir, there's lies in the VA system. They don't care. If they decide that they don't want to respect a veteran, they ain't going to respect that guy. at all. They're going to make it real difficult for him. They're going to do exactly what the Democrats did to you, sir. They have been doing that. That's their playbook. What the Democrats have done to you, sir, Donald J. Trump, the VA has done to me, and they've done it to other people also. Just because you passed the thing choice. You ought to look into that, sir. There's some discrepancies there. I could show you something about choice, and you ain't going to like it. I'm your intelligence officer, sir. I'm the one with all the truths and all the facts that can line them up, boom, 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 and shoot them down and show you beyond any shadow of a doubt that Robert Wilkie ain't getting the right info. Somebody's giving him wrong info, just like somebody's giving you wrong info about choice. It's not working that good, sir. Investigate. Investigate through me. I've barely gotten them to pay any of my bills. The risk manager at Asheville, she was so caustic to me that she threw paperwork back at me when I was asking her, showing her what I was accumulating on the outside because the VA could not detect the deadly disease that I had. They could give it to me, but they couldn't detect it. And so I had it detected someplace else. And then they said, no, he ain't got it. And they're still procrastinating, trying to prove that I don't have it when I have all the proof in the world that I do have it, that I have had it, that I had to go through hell with it, and still having to go through all kinds of garbage. Now, because of that, I have to have a catheterization. I got bad blood flow. After being an athlete and a handyman or a painter, a contractor building houses, painting them, sheetrocking them, wiring them, plumbing them, roofing them, doing all that and everything, and being active at least 2 times, if not 3 or 4 times, going out and doing some good mountain trails, I was healthy as a buck. And their antibiotics destroyed me. Didn't know what was going on. They didn't warn me. They didn't give me probiotics, any good probiotics. They didn't do anything. And for 2 years, I was getting sick and giving them my symptoms, and they couldn't figure it out. Even when clindamycin was put on there as an allergy, and they had to ask me questions accordingly, they never asked me the right question. They never did, as far as I know. And I have quite a few doctors that looked at that. You know, an allergy, that's exactly where their eyes go to. They don't care what your name is. They want to know what your allergy is and how to make sure that they don't touch that allergy with something that kills you. Okay? That's what that's all about. And they couldn't figure it out. So I had to go to a hospital. I was dying. I had to finally go someplace else. And from then on out, they have belittled me ever since. I told them what happened. I let them know what was going on. And boy, they started pushing me farther into that crack and trying to cover it over. Trying to cover it over. Trying to cover it over. They're doing a pretty good job. They're going to lie to you. They're going to lie to everybody because they don't want to get caught. They can't get caught. You'll ruin their reputation. The VA has a great reputation. Boy, I like to know where they got it at. So anyway, people, there you go. Donald J. Trump, another video concerning the VA and how they are incomplete and actually quite caustic and very negative. You have a great forever, sir. I could help an awful lot of veterans in the VA system. I could really straighten up the VA. I could. Why don't you find a man that you can hire that will get the job done? You don't think so? I know so, sir. If you knew who I was and what I'd done in my life, you'd say, well, I'll be damned. Maybe he can do something. Yeah, maybe he can do something.